Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. All right, testosterone quiz. Studies show that men who get placed around attractive women daily end up with higher testosterone levels than those who do not, even if they don't interact with the women. Is this true or false? 9% voted false, 91% voted true. What do you guys think the answer is? So, what's going to happen is I'm going to give you guys the answer, obviously. I'm going to explain to you guys why it's the correct answer. Then I'm going to read the comments and answer frequently asked questions, all right? Obviously, the correct answer is true. 91% people got this correct, right? Studies on humans, studies on animals, all come to the same conclusions. And that ties back into the video that I made yesterday about the purpose of testosterone. It evolved for sex. Testosterone did not evolve for muscle mass and strength and energy. Those are just things that came along for the ride, right? Because they obviously helped our ancestors clap cheeks. But really, the main purpose of testosterone is to have sex, to help you pass on your genes. Without testosterone, you could still live a normal life. The main reason why you have it, and the main reason why men have 10 to 20 times more than females, is because men have to put a lot more energy and a lot more effort into having sex and to pass on our genes. But anyway, watch that video while I went into the details. But yeah, that's the correct answer. Whenever you expose men to females, attractive females. Obviously, there's no studies on what happens if you expose men to ugly bitches because who's gonna, it's not ethical. I would love to sponsor such a study, but no one is gonna allow this in this pussy ass society. But we do know that when you place men around attractive females, they get an increase in testosterone. That's very fast, actually. It happens very fast. And it's not just through luteinizing hormone because the spike in testosterone from luteinizing hormone actually has like about a 40 minutes to an hour lag time. So your body uses different pathways, using your catecholamines, which I've explained in the past. But skipping all the nerdy talk, point is, this is why I always tell you guys, surround yourself with, even if you don't want to talk to them, that's fine. Always put yourself in situations where you're around women. It's going to give you an increase in testosterone and it's going to help you. And keep in mind, the increase in testosterone is not just for no reason. It doesn't just go up just to go up. It goes up because in a lot of those studies, they've noticed that it forces the men to do behaviors that will eventually, if they're lucky enough, get them laid. For example, there was a study where if you put an attractive female around a skateboarding area, the men start doing riskier plays and riskier tricks, riskier flips, whatever you want to fucking call it. If it's a basketball game, it doesn't matter what the environment is. Even if it's a chess game or a video game competition, it doesn't matter what the setting is. When you put an attractive female in the group in the area, men get an increase in testosterone, and that increase in testosterone suddenly obviously goes to the brain, converts to estradiol, converts to DHT, and makes them do behaviors that ultimately increase their chances of getting a mate. A lot of us don't even know that this is happening. And I know a lot of guys can relate. When you're in the gym, you going for your 10 rep max, and then a hot girl walks in and you do like 15 reps, or you going to do your 1 rep max, and then there's a hot girl in the vicinity, and then you end up doing 3 reps. This is well documented, guys, and that's another reason why I love testosterone so much, right? It is very objective. It just wants you to get laid. That's all it wants. The muscle mass, the strength, all of those things is because we evolved to have men that had bigger muscles, men that were faster, men that had more energy, obviously pass on the genes more, on average. If you look at different animals, species where you pass on your genes, you attract mates by being colorful, then those animals become more colorful when you increase their testosterone. Like look at the peacock, for example. Or if you look at animals where the male who dances the most, gets the most bitches, then, those species, when their testosterone goes up, they start dancing like motherfuckers, right? If you look at animals where you need to sing, like a lot of birds, there's some species where the female picks the one that has the best song. Well, when you inject the males with testosterone, or when the testosterone naturally goes up, these motherfucking birds start singing like crazy, right? They turn into musicians overnight. So all testosterone cares about is passing on your genes. Depending on your species, you're gonna get different, morphological changes. So it's no surprise that when you're around attractive women, your T levels go up. And that's another reason why I keep telling men over and over again, staying home all day is one of the worst things you could do as a man. It's one of the biggest root causes of porn addiction, of social anxiety, the decline in communication skills. I mean, almost everything you could think about, you know, that afflicts men today could be, well, I don't want to say it's the only factor, but it's one of the most dominant factors. It's just being home all day. Because think about it, when you're home all day, you're not attracted, you're not around females, right? So you don't get that spike in testosterone, which is, again, it's not permanent, right? Obviously, when you leave the environment, it goes back down. But you don't get that constant spike in testosterone that pushes you to do things that will increase your status and increase your ability to earn a mate. You don't get sunlight, obviously, so that leads to vitamin D deficiency. That leads to drops in dopamine levels. That leads to difficulty synthesizing melatonin at night. I mean, so many things happen when you just stay home all day. You're not getting your sunlight. You're not getting your social interaction. You're not making new friends. You're not exposed to females. I could go on and on, you know. But you get the point, guys. Go outside. You don't have to talk to the girls. You guys know I don't believe in cold approach bullshit, right? That's dumb as hell. That's creepy as hell. To each his own, but I could make a whole separate video about why that's one of the worst things you could do. But just go outside, surround yourself with men, whether you know them or not. You never know. Sometimes you could be outside and you can meet a person that could become your friend, or you can meet a person that could become your mental enemy, somebody that you see and you go, you know what, I want to surpass that person. And that moment right there can change the entire trajectory of your life, you know? But long story short, I know I hijacked this video with, don't stay home all day, but I'm going to make a dedicated video on why being home all day is one of the worst things a man can do. And obviously I'm going to back it up with evidence. But let's look at the comments and answer frequently asked questions. Let's see. I believe this 100% when I'm in the gym surrounded by... Yep, I literally just explained this. When I'm in the gym surrounded by beautiful women, I get an instant boost in strength and endurance. Guys, I could give you a billion stories on this. Me, my workout partners back in the days, so many stories. Where we were in the gym, tired, we had poor sleep the night before, and then a bad bitch walks in and we repping out like Ronnie Coleman. I mean, it's insane. Testosterone does not fuck around, guys. You get a crazy spike. And again, not just in testosterone, but also DHT, which obviously is more powerful. But anyway, when I'm in the gym, surrounded by beautiful women, I get an instant boost in strength and endurance. When me and my friends, big booty chick, walk past, we instantly start doing more reps. Yeah, that's exactly what I was explaining. And I didn't see the comment. We see the women in the gym as gains of quick ease, the more the better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure pheromones play a part in this. Either way, I need to get placed around trusted women daily. Yeah, yeah. Take action, guys. Don't just watch these videos and go, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool information." Incorporate into your daily routine. And you gotta understand too. Another reason why men had higher testosterone levels back in the days was because nobody was home all day, guys. Motherfuckers were outside. So not only you got the nutrient aspect, the diet aspect that I talk about in every video, but they were outside. They got this sunlight. They were exposed to bitches. They were exposed to niggas. They were always in a competitive environment. Right? Remember the three things that you need to boost testosterone. If you want to categorize every testosterone boosting thing into three things, it's number one is nutrients. That's goaded, right? That's your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, your macronutrients, so your protein, your fats, your carbs, whatever. Your probiotics, fiber, blah, 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 right? That's number one. Number two is good stress, and number three is bad stress. What do I mean? So number two is you want to increase good stress, which is compete more. I made a video about that. The biggest testosterone increase we've seen in the literature was from competition. It's bigger than sleep. It's bigger than anything that we've ever seen. So compete, so that's good stress. Obviously, get some sunlight. You can put that into the good stress category. Exercise, lift weights, walk, all right? Get your steps in. Anything that's a stressor, but a good stressor to your body is going to increase testosterone, right? Walking is going to increase blood flow. It's going to lower cortisol, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, lifting weights is going to lower inflammation long term. It's going to dilate your blood vessels. It's going to lower insulin resistance. And then bad stress, meaning lower your bad stress. So sleep. That's how you lower bad stress. You sleep. Stop drinking alcohol. Stop smoking cigarettes. Stop pretty much stop doing anything that's bad for you. Stop eating junk food. Stop eating, fried food, seed oils. Anything that's bad stress will lower testosterone. So that's it. Those are the three things you need to boost testosterone. Number one, get your nutrients. Number two, increase your good stress. Number three, lower your bad stress. That's it. Everything that I talk about, or everything that you ever read about testosterone boosting, falls into one of those three categories. And putting yourself around women, that's part of the good stress because it's stressful. For a lot of you fuckers who are not extroverted or who are not used to being in social settings, I know it's going to be stressful, but it's good stress. But anyway, so either way, I need to get responsibility to women. Next, that's why Chaz always happy and have a very assertive aura around them, while Jim Shaw's cope with Jim in their left hands. True testosterone function is mainly for reproduction. There you go, yeah. Everyone is under this assumption that this fucking society, right? Where we supposed to feel bad for having a sex drive. Oh, semen retention. Get the fuck out of here. I can't stand those people, guys. Oof, I get so heated every time I see a comment on semen retention or no fap. You guys are fucking idiots. It not only is watch my video on no fap, watch my video on semen retention. They have good intentions, but they're ignorant as fuck. Yeah, you don't want to be addicted to porn. Yeah, you don't want to fap all day. But at the same time, you don't want to restrict your sexual urges. You know, Testosterone evolved for that, right? If you do everything in your power to restrict your sex drive, guess what? You will also lower your testosterone, and you ultimately lower your success because really, sex drive is the number one driver of male success. Facts. But I'm going off a tangent here. But let's see. It's funny because sometimes the prettiest girl in the room, who is only a 5'10", can be promoted to a 10'10", can be promoted to a 10'10" in an instant. Funny how the mind works. I think that if you're between strong competitive men, you produce even more. Yeah, correct. If you're around, a lot of studies on that in humans and obviously in animals, in chimps, in bonobos, obviously in lions, wild animals, you name it, right? Around mating season, when men are surrounded by bitches in heat and horny niggas. Oh, that's when testosterone is the highest in the animal kingdom. The highest. You know, I could show you some of the studies where some of the chimps went from I think around 500 to 600 nanogram per deciliter, which is similar to humans, and they went to like over 3,000. Especially the alpha males, they were around 3,000 nanogram per deciliter, which is bodybuilder territory. Bodybuilder, obviously on steroids territory. And when mating season is over and the men are no longer around competitive males and they're no longer around bitches in heat, your T levels go back down, right? Your brain, your hypothalamus always scans your environment to decide if it should release gonadotropin releasing hormone or not. So that's why you can't be home all day and wonder, why's my testosterone only 400? There's no reason for your body to give you 1,000 nanogram per deciliter because you're home all day. You're not competing. The body doesn't want to waste resources, especially since testosterone is dangerous. It's costly. If it's constantly elevated. I could explain why, but I'm going to take this video to a whole different, um, I'm going to derail this whole video if I try to explain why. But yeah, inverted U curve. You don't want T levels constantly high, blah, 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 blah. So that's why if you're not in an environment where your body feels like you need the testosterone, it won't give it to you. You could eat, you could sleep, you could do everything. You could check off everything else. But if you're home all day, you're not around women, you're not around men, competitive men, your status is not threatened, you'd be around 500, maybe 600 nanogram per deciliter testosterone, Anyway, and this is why there's always fights and drama in nightclubs and bars. Correct. That's exactly why. If you remove women, or if you remove the need for status, aggression actually goes down. Because remember, testosterone does not increase aggression; it increases the drive for status, which obviously is obtained through aggression in many species, including humans, and depends on the culture or whatever. Anyway, well, this is a hard question. It definitely increases T levels, but it's actually good for us. What about Islam and the way that women are dressing? You can't tell me they have low T. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because there's a study. I think I mentioned in the Discord where they did it in one of the Muslim nations, and they found out that men who are not around women, because obviously in a lot of Islamic nations, there are some schools where women are not allowed. The men in those institutions have lower testosterone levels than the men in institutions in the same regions where there are women around. Think about that. And sure enough, they concluded that it's because removing women, lowers obviously dopamine, right? So keep in mind, guys, dopamine increases testosterone through lowering prolactin, which obviously leads to increasing GnRH and increasing luteinizing hormone. So there's no women around to stimulate your brain, to stimulate your drive. Once again, testosterone goes down. If I found a study, because I know I have it saved in, which computer do I have it on? Guys, I have studies on so many different fucking computers and files, but if I find it, I'll post it on the screen. If not, I'll make a separate video on it. But yes, if you separate men, if you put men in an environment where there's no women at all, their T levels go down. And the men don't even know it. It's crazy. Just like in the animal kingdom. You remove the females, or you remove the drive for status, T levels goes down. In my gym, there's a lot of, and that's why I also told you guys, religion evolved to actually control men. Religion evolved to lower men's testosterone. It's good and it's also bad, right? It's good because that's how you have a organized, peaceful society. It's bad because that's how you control men, But going off a tangent here. Next, in my gym, there's a lot of hot chicks, so I don't need to worry about that. I don't even know how to approach other dudes, even worse, chicks. Why does this happen? I'll just explain it. Men in relationships have lower T levels. Yep, that's actually true, and I explain why. I don't want to go off that tangent, but one of the reasons is because think about it, man. In a relationship, you're no longer out there competing. You're no longer out there chasing cheeks. Not to mention the stress is higher. Not to mention your drive is reduced. There's no need, guys. My girlfriend hates when I say this, but a girlfriend is one of the worst things that could happen to a man early in his quote unquote masculine career, meaning when he's trying to obtain glory and obtain status. A girl is one of the worst things you could have because they make you so comfortable, especially if it's a good girl. They make you comfortable. I'm talking about a good girl, once again. They make you comfortable. They lower your stress. They make it so you don't have to compete as much for ass because there's ass at home all the time. And it lowers your testosterone. And that's without the baby. Once the baby comes along, game over. Your T levels are getting fucked. But again, I could make a whole video on how you could deal with that. You know, there's the reason why the dad bod happens. But anyway, why does this happen? Why does this happen? Why prison dudes are more jacked than gay men around women? Answer me smart. First of all, guys, it's not every prison guy who's jacked, right? You guys love to use survivorship bias. You know, there's a lot of prison dudes who are scrawny, skinny, fat, out of shape. And keep in mind, prison dudes are also around women. You guys forget that there's female correction officers. You know, in fact, that's why you get those crazy stories of prisoners who knocked up females and shit. You know, don't get it twisted. There are women in prison working and doing other stuff. But anyway, false. I've been in the army and been in university. My test in the army was way fucking high because I was surrounded by competition. How does that go against what I just said? Why, when you're surrounded by chicks, you get estrogen vibes? Okay, stop making up bullshit. That's not how it works. Anyway, I already explained this earlier. What if you're surrounded by Smigos? How significant is the increase? It's huge. In one study, it only went up about 20%. Another one went up about 10%. In a study where the guy actually had sex, went up about 100%. One guy went up about 109%. For the whole group, it was only about 70%, which is huge. But again, it depends. It depends on the setting, how close the woman is, blah blah blah. Again, it depends on many factors, but the increase is significant. Swear that I saw a video yesterday of watching adult films increase your testosterone, but got taken down and had to quagmire thumbnail. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that video is still on YouTube. They probably took it down. I know they demonetized the fuck out of it, but yeah, there was a study where. Thanks for reminding me. I completely forgot about that video I made. There's a study where just watching attractive women. I don't think it was porn. It was just it was borderline porn, right? So it was girls doing exotic dances and stuff like that. And yeah, it increased the man's testosterone right before they went to the gym, and they beat their 3 rep max. Only the men who saw the sexual clip. The men who did not see the sexual clip did not get an increase in their squat 3 rep max. Once again, guys, women, man, women are the big. I think the video is called "Women are the number one testosterone booster," or whatever. I love women. Women are the number one testosterone booster. You just gotta channel it. You can't just stay home all day and beat your meat. That's stupid. You're not making any progress. But again, watch my video where I explain how to channel your sex drive. That's why I would say the most successful men have the highest sex drive. Period. Obviously, on average, right? Don't go out there and mention these fucking outliers and shit. It's always that one guy. Meanwhile, if I said the average height in America is 5'10", nobody says, well, I know a person who's 7 feet tall. No, because they understand how averages work. But yet, when I use the same average to explain something, there's always a fucking smigo that comes out and goes, oh, but what about Mark Zuckerberg? Anyway, overall, on average, the most successful men have the highest sex drive. I can make a video explaining to you guys exactly why sex drive is tied to success. But in short, I'm pretty sure you guessed it. The higher your sex drive, obviously, the less satisfied you are with your current, availability to females. So you work hard enough to close that gap. Whereas when your sex drive is low and you're okay with smashing a chick once a week, maybe once a month, you don't need to work as hard, because you got exactly what you want. So men that have very high sex drives who need to be satisfied by multiple women end up working extremely hard to close that gap. But anyway, jokes on them. I'm bisexual. What if you're gay? Does it still increase? I have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it still goes up because it's about what your brain perceives. If your brain sees it as, because even when you're gay, your brain still thinks that you're reproducing, right? Remember, your brain is not perfect, So gay niggas, they see another gay guy, and they still get horny, they still get it hard on, they still bust a nut, so their brain still sees it as, oh, conquest. So I'm pretty sure it should work for gay guys as well. I don't see why not. But trust me, I'm not in any rush to go look up the studies for that. That's why Smigo has low T. But anyway, I think that answers most of the questions. All right, guys, join the Discord. Post your video questions there. Support the channel if you wish. If not, all my information is free. Always has been free. The articles, the Reddit, the Discord, whatever. Good luck, guys. I'm out. All right, guys, don't forget to like or share the video, subscribe and hit the bell, and buy my HSP Nucleus of a Low training program. It's the ultimate program for maximum muscle growth. It includes full body workout splits, bro splits, push pull, home workouts, you name it. Also comes with a complete guide for macros, nutrition, fat loss, muscle growth, hormones, including a meal plan. It's pretty much all my 16 years of experience condensed into one fucking book. You're also going to get free copies of any future edition. So visit team3dalpha.com and you can use the 40% off coupon code Nucleus Overload. Or you could just buy the shit at full price. All right, guys, I'm out of here.